What if the biggest names in Hollywood were hiding secrets so dark they could unravel entire careers? The Sean Diddy Combs trial, kicking off in May 2025, started as a focused case about his ex, Cassie Ventura, but it spiraled into something way bigger, dragging names like Will Smith and Meek Mill into a storm of whispers, sealed audio tapes, and courtroom bombshells. This isn't just gossip anymore. It's federal charges, insider testimonies, and a mystery that's got the internet buzzing like never before. So, what's really going on behind those courtroom doors? Let's dive into the chaos and uncover what's got everyone talking. First, let's set the stage. Diddy, once the untouchable king of hip-hop, is facing serious heat. Federal prosecutors hit him with charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution in September 2024, and the trial in Manhattan is exposing a side of him most never saw coming. It all started with Cassie, his ex-girlfriend of over a decade, who filed a lawsuit in 2023 claiming years of abuse, control, and something called freak-offs, drug-fueled parties where she was allegedly forced into sexual acts with male escorts while Diddy watched and recorded. That lawsuit settled fast for a reported $20 million, but it opened the floodgates. Over 20 more people have since come forward with similar claims, some saying they were minors at the time. A 2016 hotel surveillance video shown in courtbacks Cassie's story, showing Diddy beating and kicking her in a Los Angeles hallway after she tried to leave one of these parties early. Prosecutors say he controlled her with promises of fame and threats of violence, even demanding $20,000 from her mom as compensation for money he spent on her career. That's not just a bad breakup, that's a pattern. But here's where things get wild. The case isn't just about Cassie anymore. Something else dropped in court that's got jaws on the floor. What could it be? Stick around, because it's about to get intense. Enter the audio tapes, shrouded in secrecy and sparking endless speculation. Insiders say prosecutors played recordings in court that left the room dead silent. These aren't your average voicemails. Allegedly, they're graphic, explicit, and involve Diddy, Will Smith, and Meek Mill in ways no one expected. No phones were allowed, no journalists could record, and the tapes haven't leaked, a rarity in today's world where everything hits the internet. One source called the audio male-on-male undeniable, with claims of Diddy laughing in the background while something heavy went down. But here's the catch. Some reports, like one from Grazia in May 2025, suggest the audio might be AI-generated, a fake meant to stir the pot. Meek Mill's been screaming this from the rooftops, tweeting that it's all a setup, even offering $100,000 to anyone who can trace who's pushing his name into this mess. So, are these tapes the real deal, or is someone playing dirty? The fact that they're locked away behind closed doors only makes the mystery thicker, and it's not just the audio that's raising eyebrows. Someone close to Diddy was spotted, leaving court looking like they'd seen a ghost. That someone? Diddy's own daughter. Paparazzi caught her walking out of the Manhattan courtroom, pale and shaken, not even glancing at the cameras. Insiders say her reaction came right after. The audio played, hinting that whatever was on those tapes hit hard. This isn't just legal drama anymore, it's personal, tearing into family legacies and reputations. The internet's been relentless, digging up every old clip and photo to piece together what's going on. And it's not just Diddy in the crosshairs. Will Smith's name getting dragged in has turned this into a full-blown Hollywood scandal. So, how did the Fresh Prince end up in this mess? Will Smith's connection to Diddy isn't new, but it's getting a fresh, uncomfortable spotlight. Old photos show them laughing together at parties, toasting champagne, looking like best buds. But now, those moments are being dissected. A 2018 interview with comedian Lunel resurfaced, where she casually dropped that Diddy and Will were clapping each other's cheeks. Back then, it flew under the radar, but now it's everywhere, with fans replaying it and raising eyebrows. Then there's brother Bilal, Will's former assistant, who came out swinging with claims that he saw Will in explicit acts with actor Dwayne Martin, describing one scene like it was straight out of a movie you wouldn't watch with your parents. Will shut it down hard, saying, "I ain't nowhere near that man. It's a DMN lie." But the internet didn't buy it. Ex-users flooded timelines with receipts, photos of Will and Diddy at events, clubs, award shows, looking way closer than nowhere near. Even older clips of Will with his son Jaden, once seen as quirky dad moments, are being rewatched with a darker lens. Kisses and playful energy now called off by some. The chatter's only getting louder, and Will's Oscar slap damaged reputation isn't helping. But if you think Will's catching heat, wait till you hear how Meek Mill's handling his part in this. Meek Mill's name popping up in this trial has sent him into overdrive. He's been linked to Diddy for years, with fans joking about him being Diddy's intern or pocket puppet. But things got real when producer Lil Rod's 2024 lawsuit mentioned a Philadelphia rapper in connection to Diddy's alleged misconduct. Everyone pointed at Meek, and he's been fighting back ever since. When that supposed audio tape dropped, Meek hit X with a flurry of posts, calling it a smear campaign and blaming bots for pushing a narrative. He even offered $100,000 to hire investigators to find out who's linking his name to Diddy's case, tweeting, "Something not right." But the more he protests, the more the internet piles on. A clip from a party hosted by billionaire Michael Rubin went viral, showing Meek hopping around, looking uneasy, with voices in the background laughing. Then there's the infamous moment, where Diddy at Meek's birthday bash called him daddy on camera, saying, "I'm proud of you, I love you." The internet turned daddy into a meme overnight, and every time Meek tries to act tough online, fans throw that clip right back. He's tweeted things like, "I'm not fruity, stop playing with me, but it's only fueled the fire." Still, no one's seen or heard the actual audio outside court, which makes you wonder, what's so explosive that it's being kept under lock and key? Someone who's not holding back, though, is Dawn Richard, and her testimony is a game changer. Dawn Richard, from Diddy's former groups Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, took the stand and didn't pull punches. She backed up Cassie's claims, saying she saw Diddy strike her and control her career with an iron grip. Richard's own lawsuit against Diddy, still pending, alleges he underpaid her and subjected her to abusive behavior. In court, she looked drained, her frustration clear, as she described how Diddy and Bad Boy Records ex-president Harve Pierre silenced her about the abuse. She only spoke out after Cassie's courage inspired her, saying, "I saw Cassie finally take a stand and tell the truth." That's not just gossip. That's a court transcript, and it's lethal for Diddy's defense. Richard's words paint a picture of a man who wasn't just a music mogul, but allegedly a predator, using his power to manipulate and intimidate. Her testimony adds weight to the idea that this isn't an isolated case, but a pattern spanning years. And she's not the only one bringing fire to the courtroom. Kid Cudi's story takes it to another level. Kid Cudi's testimony hit like a bomb. The rapper, who dated Cassie briefly in 2011, told the court Diddy broke into his Hollywood Hills home after finding out about their relationship. Weeks later, someone firebombed Cudi's car, and he's pointing the finger at Diddy. He even said his dog was traumatized by the incident, painting a vivid picture of fear and retaliation. Cudi testified that Cassie confided in him about Diddy's violence, saying he'd hit and kick her and that he felt unsafe around Diddy, who he believed was lying about not knowing about the car attack. This isn't just a side note, it's a direct accusation of arson and intimidation, tying Diddy to a pattern of controlling behavior. The emotional weight of Cudi's words, combined with his claim that he broke up with Cassie out of fear for their safety, shifts the trial's narrative. It's not just about freak-offs or audio tapes, it's about a man allegedly willing to go to extremes to keep his power. But with all this explosive evidence, why are those audio tapes still hidden? The silence around the tapes is what's driving everyone crazy. In a world where leaks are as common as sunrise, not a single second of this alleged audio has hit the internet. No clips, no snippets, nothing. Insiders say it's because the content is too explosive, implicating too many powerful names. Some argue it's about protecting the dignity of those involved, but others aren't buying it. Ex-users are out here playing detective, pulling up every old interview, photo, and tweet to build their case. One theory floating around is that the government's holding back because the tapes could spark lawsuits, tank careers, or expose a network of secrets Hollywood's been hiding for years. In a criminal trial, evidence is supposed to be transparent. So why the blackout? Journalists are asking, fans are demanding answers, and the lack of clarity only fuels the fire. Meek Mill's out here saying it's all fake, Will Smith's denying everything, and Diddy's team is staying quiet. but the internet doesn't sleep. And that's the scariest part. If these tapes ever drop, they could shake the foundation of the entertainment industry. So where does this leave us? Diddy's trial, once about one woman's story, has become a window into something much darker, a web of power, control, and secrets that might reach further than anyone imagined. Cassie's courage opened the door. Dawn Richard and Kid Cudi added fuel, and those mysterious tapes have everyone on edge. Will Smith's fighting to save his already shaky reputation, Meek Mill's battling memes and rumors, and Diddy's facing the possibility of life in prison. But the real question is, who else is caught in this mess? The internet's watching, digging, and waiting for the truth to break free. What do you think's on those tapes, and who's next to get exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep unraveling this wild story together.